Corporate days are just really a lot of fun. It's almost like a motorsports picnic. We've got, usually a catered lunch. We have driving experiences, and it's a lot of fun for clients in the sense that they get to actually drive the same car they watch on TV racing.
The ability to provide customers with a truly unique personal experience and an opportunity to solidify the business relationship is what draws many of the country's top corporations to the Great American Stock Car Series. The excitement generated for participants during corporate event days also carries over to race weekends, where fans can sign up to ride along with the series drivers. Here, everyone has a chance to experience the high-speed world of professional stock car racing. All gas cars are fitted with a right-side racing seat, and riders gear up with a regulation fire suit, helmet, gloves, and Hans device.
Now remember, my car didn't have any scratches on it, so we'll do it.
Once strapped in with a 5-point harness, they're now set for the ride of their lives. And, as always, the reaction is the same.
Amazing! I loved every minute of it. It was amazing.
Coming up next, the drivers of the Great American Stock Car Series.
Don't you grab my style, I'm a real wild child.
Green, 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 here we go.
Car number 76, Joe Lamberti, the old boat racer himself, jumps out to a lead and sets sail to head up this field.
Going into turn number 1, look at Lamberti, quick as a wink, stretching out the lead.
That's the fastest I've seen anybody build that big of a lead all year long. And speaking of fast, here comes Larry Clement. He's working his way through the field. He's challenging the number 29 of Barney Bashore and the number 22 of Mike Silcox for 3rd and 4th and makes the pass.
He is driving around him like pylons on the interstate. Larry Clement has the hammer down, and so does Lamberti, stretching out his lead.
And here comes Larry Clement now looking for another position in the field as he looks to the inside of the number 2 of Howard Johnston, driving in relief for Jeff Smith. There's Lamberti, man. He is looking like there's no tomorrow.
But look who's looking at Lamberti. It's Larry Clement. He has his sights set on that man. Mr. Lamberti, watch your rearview mirror. There's somebody coming. Kevin Colbert has worked himself up to 4th spot. Remember, Kevin started in the 8th position. He got around Johnson just a couple of moments ago, who relinquished 3rd to Mike Silcox in the number 22.
In a battle for 5th place, Barney Bashore in the number 29 goes wheel to wheel with Myron Gordon and Pat Gordon. Also in the fray is Tom Moore.
Kevin Colbert looking to catch Larry Clement. He's trying to get around Silcox and see if he can do so going into turn number 3.
Larry Clement out in front of the pack, still looking to close the gap with Lamberti, who seems to have put even more distance between himself and the rest of the field.
Pat Gordon making a run, going into turn 1, locks up the left front wheel right behind Barney Bashore as they head on down the backstretch of the Iowa Speedway.
It's Lamberti, and he's still out front and holding strong. Looks like Clement may be slowly closing the distance between himself and Lamberti.
Pat Gordon and Culver going door to door down the front straightaway. Gordon in the 19, trying to stick it down low, going into turn number 1. We'll see if he can get around him. Moore is on his agenda next.
Pat Gordon, winner of the first Great American Stock Car Series race of the 2010 season, looking for another trip to victory lane.
Chuck Spicer started 13th. Now he wants the 9th position. Chuck in the 55, driving underneath the 29 of Barney Bashore, going into turn number 4.
Spicer, the Vice President of Sales and Marketing at Iowa Speedway, shows he's just as good a racer as he is at selling sponsorships.
He's been around racing for a long time. He was a manager for race teams, and now he is a manager of his own steering wheel.
Chuck Spicer has got the hammer down, and he's now put a good deal of distance between himself and Barney Bashore. He's in 9th place, looking for 8th, and looking to move up quickly.
Hey, Mike Silcox running in 8th. You might want to check your rear view mirror. There's somebody that wants that position by the name of Chuck Spicer.
And we'll be right back with more Great American Stock Car Series racing at Iowa Speedway. Back after our first caution when Rich Gill brushed the wall of the backstretch. Carl Moyer up front behind the pace car right now. Lou That's got to make him feel pretty excited. He loves to lead races, no matter whether he's on the dirt or on pavement.
Well, he's used to leading races, and he also is used to getting a great start. Let's see if Moyer can get a good start at the Iowa Speedway. And yes, indeed, Hammer is down again as Carl Moyer stretches out his lead. He goes into turn number 1, keeping the hammer down, cutting down low, pinching him off just a little bit.
Here comes Kevin Culver, and Culver, you talk about a guy on a mission. He had something to prove, but Larry Clement is coming from 13th position to 4th as he passes Larry Olson and makes his way towards the front again.
Moyer still holding off Culver as they come around for the next lap at the Iowa Speedway. Culver tries high, goes to the inside. He's passing for the lead. Will he be able to get it? If he can hang on to it in the multiple banking, he'll get it, and he does. Moyer bobbles a little bit, but look who come underneath him.
Oh, it's Larry Clement. He passes for 2nd place and sets sail for the 98 car of Kevin Culver. Clement's Ford Fusion is really on a mission.
And back in the pack, Joe Lamberti in the 76 is trying to make his way up. He's up to 10th from 12th starting position.
Up front, it is still Kevin Culver with Larry Clement all over him like a cheap suit. To the inside goes Larry Clement on a pass for the lead. Clement now takes advantage of that low line, brings the Ford Fusion up to the front of the pack.
That is the very best place to pass, but also the very easiest place to get into trouble, but no trouble for Larry Clement heading into turn number 3.
For the back of the pack, Joe Lamberti trying to set up Barney Bashore, goes to the outside of Bashore. Bashore goes way to the inside. Oh, there is a spin and a crash. It looks like it's Larry Olson.
Well, we'll have to see what happened here as Larry Olson hard into the wall. Yellow flag is out, obviously. We need to take a look and see what exactly happened to Larry Olson as he went into turn number 3 and spanked the wall.
Take a look at the view from our wall cam as Larry Olson snaps around that number 11 car, barely missing the Myron Gordon machine. Here's a look from Myron Gordon's in-car camera.
And Myron did the right thing. He headed for where the accident was. By the time he got there, it was gone. The old-timers getting her done, as they say, as he comes around and leads another lap in the Cookies Ford Fusion.
Clement looking very, very strong, but so is Jeff Smith and Pat Gordon, as Gordon one more time taking a peek to the outside of Jeff Smith. Will he make it stick this time, Lou?
I think he's going to stay high. He will get him if he can hold on to it. Again, you hope these cars stick going into turn 1 and 2. He should be back on the throttle there, and he has the pass done. He has taken over position.
That was a clinic pass off of turn number 2 as Larry Clement still up front. Pat Gordon now sets sail in 2nd place.
See if he can catch Larry Clement. Larry Clement, he has the hammer down. He has a mission, like we mentioned. He wants that checkered flag.
Do not count out Pat Gordon. He is so successful at Iowa Speedway. He's won a couple of races here. He would love to notch yet another one. All he's waiting for is a bobble to happen. Myron Gordon running in 4th place runs into some lap traffic as he makes his way towards the front of the field.
And here comes Culver continuing to slice his way through the field. Lamberti in front of him now. Remember, he spent a couple of laps in the pits with a left rear tire flat. He just wants to get by Lamberti to show him, hey, I'm quicker than you are, Craig.
And Lamberti running in 5th place right now. He's not going to have much of that. He's trying to hold Culver back if no other reason than to just prove he can do it.
And here's Larry Clement heading down the backstretch, but take a look at this. Pat Gordon closing in on Larry Clement. Do you think he'll be able to get him before the checkered flag?
Laps are winding down here in the Great American Stock Car Series as a challenge on for 3rd place now. Jeff Smith trying to hold back Myron Gordon. Nothing doing on the inside. Gordon takes the 24 car, a Ford Fusion this time. Dodge or no dodge, he is really on the move.
Yeah, he just dodged the bullet there in a Ford, so to speak, taking over the 3rd spot. And here's the race within the race. We have Culver and Lamberti. Culver trying to get around Lamberti. Again, this is not necessarily for position. This, Craig, is for bragging rights.
Absolutely, and Lamberti would love to hold him back, even though he's got a solid 5th place run going. Culver would love nothing more than to prove he can pass. Goes to the inside this time as they go down the backstretch. They're going to be door-to-door coming off of turn number 2. Great passing place.
Using the banking of the Iowa Speedway to get a run heading into turn number 3. Culver's got the spot, but not the position.
That's exactly right. And Lamberti's saying, oh, well, you know, I still am in 5th place as Kevin Culver sails by. Here comes Larry Clement, solidly still in the lead. Laps winding down quickly.
Yes, the Cookies Pork Ford doing its job, and so is Larry Clement leading yet another lap at the Iowa Speedway.
Clement takes it into turn number 1 one more time. Some lap traffic ahead of him. He's got Pat Gordon in his rearview mirror, but I'll tell you, he does not have anything to worry about. That lead is stabilized.
But here comes Culver still on the march. He's trying to get around Carl Moyer in the number 3 Chevrolet as they head into turn number 1 and 2. We have Brett Staples, the meat of the sandwich between Moyer and Culver, as Moyer gets a little bit high, gets into the wall. Coming out of turn number 2, he keeps it under control. Moyer takes a lick and keeps on ticking.
Let's take a look at that again. Moyer gets way high into the marbles, loses traction, back into that car, swings around and into the safer barrier off of turn number 2. How much damage? Well, that's anybody's guess at this point.
They're tracking it just a little bit, and we'll be back with the conclusion of the Great American Stock Car Series round number 2 right after this.
Don't you cry my style, I'm a real wild child.
Welcome back to Iowa Speedway for the concluding laps of round 2 of the Great American Stock Car Series, where Joe Lamberti has leaped back into 4th place and is really rolling.
The hammer is down, but the laps are winding down.
As Joe Lamberti rolls down the backstretch one more time, looking for the opportunity to move into 3rd, he may not have enough time.
Another car on pit road. Gene Peterson has a problem. Brushed the wall on the backstretch just a couple moments ago. Let's take a look at it here and see how hard he hit. He goes up high, coming out of turn number 2, hits the safer barrier, and then stays into the wall, sucks him right into the wall. He hangs on and keeps it out of traffic. Good job by him.
And Larry Clement still up front, comes out of turn number 4 for one of the final times as he comes to the white flag. There will be one more lap to go in the Great American Stock Car Series round 2. Here's Pat Gordon trying to make his way around as well. As he comes around to take the white flag, Larry Clement's lead is almost insurmountable.
And there's the other Gordon in 3rd place in the 24. He's going to hang on for 3rd if he keeps it up.
And the boat racing champion, Joe Lamberti, hanging on in 4th place, having a great top 5 run today as he comes down to take the white flag, heading for turn 1 on the last lap.
Gets set to pop the cork of the champagne in Fort Dodge, Iowa, as Larry Clement making his way around for the final time.
Here he comes off of turn number 4, the champion of the day. It's Larry Clement and his Ford Fusion, the Cookies Pork entry. And what a happy guy this man has to be. 60-plus years of age, Lou, and he has still got everything he needs to be a championship race car driver.
I can't wait to go to the party over at Larry Clement's house. I guarantee a lot of chops on the grill with Cookies barbecue sauce all over him.
There's no doubt about that. But first, there's going to be a party in Victory Lane as Larry Clement comes down pit road for the final time. All of the drivers in the Great American Stock Car Series beginning to take their cars towards the garage area. Everybody with a big grin on their face, you know they're happy.
But no grin bigger than the one on the face of Larry Clement.
Round 2 of the Great American Stock Car Series is in the books, and Lou, it was an exciting race. The Grandmaster himself, Larry Clement, proves that old age and treachery does win the race most of the time. And Larry, with all that experience in ARCA and late model stock cars, drove to Victory Lane convincingly today.
We told you to keep an eye on him, and he proved why we said keep an eye on him. But what about Pat Gordon? This guy is something else. The number 19 Musco Lighting car. Guy wins the first race out of the box. We said to watch him as well. He lit it up here at the Iowa Speedway. This guy is good.
He is very good, and of course his father, Myron Gordon, equally good, and this time the challenge was in a backup car. He had to trade the Dodge in for a Ford Fusion. That didn't slow him down. Primer gray or not, he still comes home in 3rd.
And what about Kevin Culver? We said to keep an eye on him too. We're wondering about the jitters. Was he going to be nervous when he first started? Well, maybe he was nervous when he first started, but once he got going, he was going strong. And how bizarre, getting a flat during a caution. Gets a couple of laps down, tries to pick his way through the field. He just flat ran out of time, Craig.
Lou, it was another exciting Great American Stock Car race here at Iowa Speedway. For Lou Seipel and Mike Uwaski, I'm Craig Armstrong. See you next time.
If you would like to race in the Great American Stock Car Series or participate in the many corporate and fan ride-along programs offered, log on to GasTV.com and contact us today.